I was angry with everything in the universe, all right? I was angry. But then I realized at a certain point that you can produce much more results in the world with acceptance and appreciation. You're causing unpleasantness to yourself only because your mind is not taking instructions from you. If outside situations are good, you're also good. If outside situations are bad, you're also bad. That is not how human life should be.
How do we just get more people to wake up, learn how the world really works?
Otherwise, we will be just driving on self-satisfaction, but no real solution. Individual action is important for awareness because it's this individual action which will ultimately transform or culminate in the form of a sensitive administration.
When asked about the climate activist Greta Thunberg and her methods, Sadhguru has some wonderful views on avoiding anger and choosing a different path to find more effective solutions to the problems we are facing today.
Without involving democratically elected governments of the day, you are not going to find a solution. When we are not willing to do it and we just want the government to pull out some magic wand and create a solution, no.
Sadhguru, the cause of environment, why, so that right now is under the focus for good or bad reason. This whole United Nations thing which recently happened with that 16-year-old girl trying to make a point and then of course there are two sides to it and everyone seems to be making their point. Is there a view that you…
See, I'm not trying to approve or disapprove anybody, but I personally don't believe in simply accusing people, because solutions will not come out of this. This I learned long time ago. When I was 16 years old, I was angry with everything in the universe, all right? I was angry with the political system, social systems, family situations, religion, caste and creed, injustice that's happening. I was angry with everything. But then I realized at a certain point that you can produce much more results in the world with acceptance and appreciation rather than simply toxic criticism. This I realized long time ago, and I will not go back because I have seen that. I have seen that within myself. What damage it caused to me and everybody around me, being angry all the time about something. So, I think a child of 16 years, we truly appreciate her concern. I'm sure many millions of children and adults are concerned. Well, she's talking and she's making a statement, it's fine. But whoever is nurturing her, they should not nurture her towards anger. It is important that all of us get together and find a solution, because if we want a solution without involving democratically elected governments of the day, you are not going to find a solution. You can burn yourself with anger, there will be no solution.
Which is what these global forums are supposed to do, but then the contrary point is that there's a lot of talk but little action.
See, it is true, there's lot more talk than action. Isn't that the way you have chosen? Democracy means, see, you're in the media, you like to talk. If you don't let you talk, even if you're eating well, if you're not allowed to talk, you say there's no freedom of speech and make big fuss about it. So naturally there'll be more talk than action. Does it mean to say there's no action? People are not willing to make any sacrifice. If you ask everybody in Delhi to walk one day to their office, will they? No. Then how come you say pollution? Something you must do, right? I'm not saying everybody should walk, I'm saying in some way what we want the government to do, the fallout of that, we must be willing to swallow that, isn't it? In some way. When we are not willing to do it and we just want the government to pull out some magic wand and create a solution, no. When you are the problem and you want somebody else to find the solution, how?
According to Sadhguru, there are solid reasons why anger brings no good, and also give possible ways to overcome it. Take a look.
Anger is not an entity, you become angry. You become angry. Anger is not sitting somewhere and you go hit it. There is no such thing. you become angry. When you become angry, is it pleasant for you or unpleasant for you? Unpleasant for you. Unpleasant for others for sure, unpleasant for yourself also. Today, medical science proves to you, when you're angry, you're actually poisoning your system, generating poison in the system by being angry. So, why would you want to poison yourself? It is not a conscious act. You're poisoning yourself, you're causing unpleasantness to yourself only because your mind is not taking instructions from you, isn't it? It is not taking instructions from you. If it was taking instructions from you, you would have said blissfulness, isn't it? You wouldn't say anger. But now when you want to be peaceful, it is getting angry because it is not taking instructions from you. So if your mind is not taking instructions from you, you have to pay a little more attention to it. Why is it not taking instructions from you? If you understand this, you don't have to avoid anger, because anger is not sitting there and getting at you. You are becoming angry, you are becoming unhappy, you are becoming miserable. These things are happening to you essentially because you have not done anything to take your faculties under your control. It is happening accidentally, just by chance. If outside situations are good, you are also good. If outside situations are bad, you're also bad. That is not how human life should be. Human life should be like this. If I am good, everything around me becomes good. This should be the reality, isn't it? Right now, if things around me are whichever way, I will become that way. No. Human consciousness should create situations. Right now, situations are creating human consciousness. That's not the right way to shape human life.
During a conversation with Terry Tamenan, CEO of the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, Sadhguru responds to his question about creating awareness amongst the people. Take a look at why Sadhguru thinks we are a generation that can make an impact on humanity.
Too many people don't understand the world we live in today. They think of things in terms that perhaps ultimately are not relevant, whether it's economic, whether it's someone else's fault, whether it's my little bit won't matter if I drive a little less, if I turn off a light switch, if I eat less meat or no meat, if I make differences in my own life. And to me, that's the biggest challenge. How do we just get more people to wake up, learn how the world really works, get them to take those steps, see that every little step matters, that every one of us does matters, and to take each one of those steps. What have you found in your teaching that would help us move this country in that direction?
Well, in a nation like this, everybody taking one small step is very important, no question about that. But at the same time, a nation which wields so much power in the world, it's important certain fundamental policy changes happen. Otherwise, we will be just driving on self-satisfaction, but no real solution. So, it's very important that nations come up with policies which are ecologically sensitive and sensible to do. Individual people, of course, they must do because we are democracies. If we don't express our concern in the way we live, the nation or the government is not going to change, the administrations are not going to change by themselves. It is the people's will which is expressed in the form of administrations, because after all, most nations are democratic and it's the people who elect the people who get there, all right? Individual action is important for awareness, because it's this individual action which will ultimately transform or culminate in the form of a sensitive administration. Without individual concern, a sensitive administration will not come. But we've reached a point on the planet where strong policies are needed.
Humanity has the intelligence and for the first time the competence to fix things on this planet like never before. We are the first generation who have the necessary competence, intelligence, technology and communication capabilities. This human being is a tremendous possibility. In my perception, I think we are just geared, we have everything in place to become the greatest generation of humanity ever on this planet, because no generation was ever empowered like we are. Are we going to just sit on the threshold and watch, or are we going to make it happen is in our hands? Let's make it happen.
We have chosen the democratic ways of life today, and there is no point in being angry without taking part in the democracy which will transform the way we live. Click on the video shown to see more from us. What would you like to see in the next video? Share your thoughts and problems that were solved with anger in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.